Everything is not coming up roses for a New Hampshire woman who planted flowers in the front yard of her condominium. She's locked in a bitter dispute with her homeowners association, which is now suing her for nearly $14,000. When Kimberly Boyes planted her garden back in 2008, she had the okay from the developer, but when the HOA took over in October of 2010, they told her to remove those flowers. They have since fined her nearly $6,000 for failure to do so, and they've tacked on more than $8,000 in attorney's fees. They've also put a lien on her condo. Boyes says her yard looks the same as everybody else's, with just a few flowers in between the bushes. And you saw those pictures right there. What are your thoughts on this lawsuit? Who's in the right here? And do you have any HOA horror stories?
Well, Karen Molzak-Fry is joining us as our guest today. Thanks so much for being here. Your thoughts on this? I can't wait to hear our viewer comments, your comments. I can't wait for us to talk about this.
I lived in New Hampshire for like 7 or 8 years. Do you see all that greenery? Do you see all the trees?
Yeah.
Really, there has to be another cause for the HOA and the community instead of the flowers. They look beautiful.
Money. They're getting money out of it.
Well, let me ask you this. In the story you just read, do you think she should have been grandfathered in because the developer gave her permission,
That's what a lot of people are saying. And honestly, why, if they really had a problem, why did they just have it torn out and put it in the way they wanted it and then bill her for that? Let me tell you, it'd be a lot less than that $14,000.
Right. It's just, it seems like the whole community could probably be, you know, at arms about this. Some saying yes, if that's allowed, then, you know, you're going to get someone else to paint their home pink or orange. And so I understand you got to follow the rules, especially when you're in an HOA.
So you're looking at the pictures right now. There are bushes. I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure.
That looks like a tangled mess. I think that's probably, I think that was showing what's on the opposite of where she lives. She's planted some flowers in between the bushes that everyone else has. Would you say this is an eyesore? I mean,
no way.
Not at all. I think it's beautiful. I think rules are meant to be broken, I guess, or bent, or there can be sometimes.
Not everything is black and white. There are shades of gray, and I think that this is definitely one of those categories.
Absolutely.
And Rebecca, you and I both have covered the stories of the HOAs that have a foreclosure in there, and it's become a dilapidated property. It isn't kept up, and then you have somebody like this in those photos that are clearly taking care of their property. They want to make it look nice. Yes, I understand there are rules for a reason.
Yes.
However, she didn't paint her house pink like we're talking about.
And I hope she's not a grandmother, because that would make it all the worse.
Well, you know what's really sad is that she's saying, now I want to sell my house. This isn't fun. I don't want to live here anymore. She doesn't feel like she owns her home.
Right.
All right. Well, you know what? Our viewers are really sounding off.
They really.
This is good. I think Ann is our first comment. Yeah, Ann writes in, hate. Yes, hate HOAs. I despise living in a house, owning a house, and feeling as if I live in an apartment.
Doug Kirkpatrick says, I love my HOA. They maintain the lawns, including the water and fertilizing, the roads, lighting, and the pool. And the HOA paints my house every 7 years. Benefits far outweigh the negative.
Wow, on that one. Jean writes in, HOAs are the downfall of society. They are a good idea in theory, but the problem is too many people want to use it against each other for the purpose of control.
Yeah. And Loretta Damas says, if you don't like HOAs or the policies that are decided by others, don't move into one. It's that simple. I am tired of people whining about them. But you know how hard it is to find a home or a community in Arizona, and a new communities, really, that don't have HOAs.
Right. I love the responses, though. I love the responses.
They're very.
And we want them to keep going.
Yes. I'm going back.
Keep it going. We're going to move on to the next topic, because what's to come is very interesting as well. Next on ABC 50 Now.